He was right. This man was right. There's nothing to worry about. So, while I was fretting about posting my first video, and I was doing more fretting than I wanted to, and certainly that I needed to, because let's face it, fretting is a family tradition. My mother is a perfectionist. I mean, she has to have everything right. She would not let me go outside as a child without examining the outfit I had on and with a brush in hand whether my hair was properly combed. Now, I understand it. Her father was an alcoholic, and not just any kind of a bad alcoholic. I mean, he was so bad that he was one of the first people to be a patient at Hazelton when it was still a small 12-bed cabin in the woods in Minnesota. And it's my luck that they passed down this fretting and need to be perfect to me. Now, there's nothing wrong about wanting to be perfect. Wanting to be perfect is a perfectly fine thing. As Vince Lombardi said, we will relentlessly strive for perfection, hoping to catch greatness in the process. Which means seeking perfection is a process, but not the result. If you make perfection the result, then you are going to be in an infinite loop of fretting and worrying and fretting and worrying. What you need to do is to be perfecting the process, not processing for perfection. If I had done the latter, it would have been easy for me to stay in this loop. And when I watched YouTubers who are trying to give advice on how do you start a channel, or how do you grow a channel, or how do you make a channel as best you can, they just added to my fretting. Why? Well, you have to find your niche. If you don't have a specific niche, well then, or your lighting's bad, or your editing's bad, or you have an SEO, or whatever it is. It was just fret, fret, fret. And that stopped when I stumbled upon this man's video. Now, I am not sure what the etiquette is to give thanks or credit to someone else's video. But, because I know that, in this world we want to be experts. And experts can't have advice because then there would be an expert to an expert. Now, I don't see expert and knowledge as a hierarchy, but more of a circle. So, I think it's perfectly fine. I mean, you're not going to hatch your ideas out of your head cleanly like Minerva came out of Zeus's head. And what this man told me, the first piece of advice he gave me, well, actually he didn't give me, he presented to me and I took, is don't worry about what other people think of your videos. You're probably not going to be seeing them right away. So don't fret and just post it. Just do it, which is what I did. And he was right. No one's seen the videos. Really, I mean, a couple people. I'm sure at some point they will. And the second thing that he said was, you don't have to worry about borrowing from others. As he said, and he quoted Pablo Picasso, so he was already borrowing from someone else. He says, good artists copy, great artists steal. Well, Mr. Ali Abdul, I want to thank you for leaving your door open enough so I could go in and take what I needed. You were right. There was no need to worry about people watching my video. They probably haven't at this point. Maybe they will. I hope they will. Also, I know that no one has made any comment to any member of my family. Even my mother, who is fearful that someone will drag the family name through the muck and the mire. Moral of the story, you don't have to worry, at least at this point, when you post your videos of being perfect. You don't have to have great lighting, you don't have to have great editing, or a SEO, you just have to have it up. And once you have it up, then the process of learning and developing will occur. Now, I may be committing another breach of YouTube etiquette, but I want to personally thank, and I don't like it when people say, I want to thank, just thank them. So, thank you, Mr. Ali Abdul. Again, I hope I pronounce your name right, for presenting this information in a very positive fashion that has helped me this one step. And if you go one step, you can go another step, and another step, and another step, and another step. And that's what it's about. It is about the process, not the result. I think it's important to thank people. And also because it also makes you realize that you do need to be part of a community. It is like what Antonin Artaud, the theater artist who is part of the theater of cruelty, says, "Those who live, live off the dead." Which means we are really original. We're just carrying on this process of knowledge and sharing and knowledge and sharing. And because that's what YouTube really wants to be, a community. So we should embrace the fact that we are community. And so I want to thank you. And if you have any comments, please let me know, because that will only help me and it will give me another chance to thank you. Thank you kindly.